What's up, Tesla family? It's Ray J back with another video. And in this one, I want to break down what's happening with Tesla SPY and the overall market. I'm going to talk about some key levels to watch for as time goes on and what's happening with Tesla in Europe. Just know that I am not a financial planner, so take nothing I'm saying as financial advice whatsoever. And also, if you guys can, please check out my Moomoo link that's down below or use my QR code right here to sign up. If you sign up for Moomoo with the link down below and deposit $100, you're going to get $20 of free Nvidia stock. If you deposit $2,000, you're going to get $50 worth of Nvidia. Deposits $10,000 to get $300 worth of the stock, or deposits $50,000 to get $1,000 of free Nvidia. You're also going to qualify for a 3.66% APY base rate plus a 4.5% APY extra for 3 months, making it a total of an 8.1% APY. The offer ends very soon in just about 10 days from now, so please check out my link down below to sign up. Anyways, as far as Tesla is going, we are likely returning to about 450, and we're going to see how well Tesla can hold at that support before we attempt to bounce. We need to see Tesla basically hold above 455 to push for 460, but if we end up failing at 450, we're looking for a test of 444. As of right now, I just want to mention that yesterday, what happened to Tesla was we saw some volatility. Then we chopped for almost the entire day before we started to run again, and we could be looking for something very similar today. For Tesla, there was news that came out that the new lower priced version of their Model 3 car just launched in Europe. And that's some big news because this just released in the US a couple of months ago. And this is going to hopefully help them with their demand issues in Europe because I've been posting their sales in Europe. If you look at like the UK and Germany and many other countries, the sales are going down in Europe compared to last year. So Europe is very, very weak for Tesla. And they're trying to offset that by once again making their vehicles more affordable and launching the more affordable Model 3 variant for now. So hopefully this could help their sales to some extent. And then on top of this, once again, there's been a lot of not only like demand issues, but a lot of competition going on. So they're hoping that this could also be very competitive over there as well. So with that being said, this would be a lot more affordable compared to before. It would cost about like $44,000 in Germany, $32,000 in Norway, and then for Sweden is going to be about $47,000 according to Tesla's website. So that's going to be more affordable compared to like other variants. Hopefully, this helps their sales, like I said before, and we'll see how it goes. Besides that, Tesla has become more influential because once again they're now number 10 out of before they were like number 18 when it comes to their influential annual list of auto brand rankings. So that's some good news for Tesla. They're becoming more recognized than before, and that's something that Tesla deserves. And they have once again gotten some good reviews, at least thus far. So good job by Tesla. We're seeing better customer service and good feedback, at least thus far, from different services. And we're going to see how well Tesla can hold at this key support. However, I do want to add on that there is more news coming out. Today is Friday, December 5th, 2025. Today at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we have the PCE data coming out alongside the Michigan Consumer Sentiment data. PCE is for the month of September. It's delayed data, but the market may still react to it. So do expect some volatility 30 minutes after the stock market opens. When CPI came out, we saw a slight increase in all items, but core was kind of like down. So are we going to see something similar with PCE for the month of September? Will we see an increase in all items, PCE, and a bit of a decrease in core? We'll see just to be safe. On top of this, Netflix said that it reached a deal to purchase Warner Bros. Uh, that's some good news, at least right now. I'm sorry, they're going to be purchasing some of their assets. Let me just clarify that. That's some important news, at least thus far. They're going to be also acquiring some of their streaming services. And that's some big news. But besides that, there's not really much else I'm seeing that's on the news, at least right now. So that's something worth noting. And then we're seeing headlines saying that today will be a make or break day for the markets, depending on PCE. There's a 3.76 puts to call option ratio. There's lots of puts relative to calls expiring today. And 678 is max pain. So we'll see how that ends up affecting things. For Tesla, I do think that we might kind of like consolidate here. We might dip to like 450 and consolidate for some time. And we're going to see if we could try to bounce or not, depending on our PCE data. So do expect some volatility once the data is out. But hopefully we could try to bounce near 450 and just continue to push again, just like this. But do expect some consolidation. We will see what happens at 10 a.m. once the data is out. So watch your levels. SPY and the QQQ are very flat right now. If you want to be bullish, you want to see us essentially break, get out of the 686s and start pushing higher for all-time highs. To be bearish, you want to see us lose 682 to start dumping back down to 678. As of right now, there should be a push upon open, maybe a dip and some consolidation like this. And we're going to see if we get a rejection or not off these bearish divergences or if we keep running. But I anticipate some consolidation as it's Friday and we're known for being kind of like choppy on Fridays. There's also a slight uptrend in the overall trend for now, but there is a bearish divergence. If we're bullish, we break 626, we're looking for a big push higher. But if we end up losing essentially 618, we're looking for a dip. So for now, I do anticipate some sideways price action. We'll see which way we break from here. On the IWM, we're also kind of choppy here. We have 252 as our resistance. As you can tell, we got two rejections off 252. If we break this, we're going to be pushing even higher to 255. But if we reject here, we're looking for 248 as our main support. So we'll see how it goes. But overall, we have 252 as our resistance, and we'll see if we turn back down to 248. There is tough resistance at that area. On ES, if we break 6,900, we're bullish, but if we lose 6,850, we're looking for a move back down to 6,820. As of right now, we're completely range bound. We're going back and forth between supply and demand. And we're going to see if we reject or not, but I just expect some sideways consolidation. On NQ, the same thing is going on. We're trading sideways. If we end up losing essentially 25,500, we're looking for a dip back down to 25,400. We also have this resistance at 25,700, so I think we consolidate for now. There is a risk of downside if we lose 25,592 though. So be careful in case we do get that rejection, but I expect some sideways price action. Bitcoin's rejecting here. We're going to see if 90,700 holds. If not, we're looking for like 87,000 next. On Tesla basically has this resistance right here at 455. And then we have support down here at 450. We're going to see if we dip here before we attempt to bounce, but overall, there is some downside risk. Nvda has this resistance at 184. We're going to see if this breaks. If it does, we're looking for 182.5. On Aapl, we're also range bound between 281 and 278. So I do expect this to continue to consolidate until we break a direction, but there is some downside risk for 278. On AMD, we're also consolidating. There could be a dip back down to 213. Coinbase is going to be testing 270. We'll see if this holds. If not, we're looking for 265. Amazon has resistance at 230. We might push a little bit higher and we'll see if we reject, but look for some upside. Meta has tough resistance at 666. We'll see if this breaks. If it doesn't, we could be dipping to 650. Google is also trading sideways. It could be retesting 318. And then Microsoft is going to be pushing for 483. And last but not least, the VIX is forming a bullish falling wedge. Will we break out of this or do we continue to reject? We will see, especially heading into next week with FOMC, how the VIX ends up reacting. So that being said, I anticipate some chop for SPY and the QQQ. We are trying to trend higher on SPY and the QQQ for now. But for Tesla, we could return to 415. We'll see if we bounce off that. Hopefully, we kind of like touch 415, consolidate, and try to bounce back up. If we break 455, we could be going for 460 next. But I anticipate some consolidation first. So we'll see what happens once this data comes out at 10 o'clock a.m. Eastern Standard Time, or 30 minutes after the stock market opens. With that being said, guys, I thank you all so much for listening. Please have a great rest of your guys' days, and peace out.